Good evening, everyone. This is Rebecca with Red True Crime, and it is a nice, chilly Wednesday evening, and we are going to talk about the ongoings of craziness that is Randolph County, North Carolina. So, before I get too far into that, let's talk about subscribing to this channel. Yep, big important thing is it says right here on the screen, it says like, subscribe. So, if you follow the prompts. That's what you should do. And it says at the bottom, sticker thing, subscribe, like, and comment, all that good stuff. Because, I've got a ton of you people watching the videos and seeing the shorts and everything else, but not subscribing. And it's like, I don't know what the deal with that is. So it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. I'm not charging for like subscriptions or anything. It's free. It's completely free. So but the most important thing is the more you subscribe, the more you like, the more you comment, the more you share, the more the algorithm puts these videos out there because I do a lot of videos on people who are missing. And, somebody might know something. So let's get those out there, okay? All right. So let's get into it. Two cases that happened in the month of September that has had a lot of people in Randolph County pretty upset. One is the unfortunate death of Liam King, 7-year-old child that went missing and was found 3 days later by a pond in Randolph County. He was autistic and nonverbal and had just run off, and then he was found deceased. The other more recent one that's just happened a few days ago was the disappearance of Laura Escobar. Now, Laura Escobar is 9 years old, and she went missing Sunday. Now, before you go like, "Oh god, where's the picture? Where's this? Where's" okay, let me tell you, she's been found, which is great. She's been found and she is alive. All great things. All great things. So you're like, "Okay, Rebecca, what's going on here?" So the kid went missing and she's been found and she is alive. So what's the problem? Gonna get there. Because the problem with her case is the same issue that we have with Liam King's case. So there is a guy on Facebook. I'm sorry, my face is getting a little red. But there is a guy on Facebook that has pretty much a Facebook page dedicated to not liking the sheriff of Randolph County. And is a guy named Greg Seabolt. Now, he's been there for some time. Let me see here. Yeah, he's been there for a while. Let me pull up his particulars and I can tell you how long he's been there exactly. Doo-doo. Okay. So he has been basically a person of law for about 30 years. So this is not somebody who, really doesn't know what he's doing unless he's just been competent and bad the entire time. I don't know. But uh the handy dandy glasses and we're going to talk about this. So Greg Siebold, let's see, retired from the North Carolina Highway Patrol in 2013. But he's from Denton, North Carolina. Uh let's see. Studied business administration, uh, was it part of the North Carolina Highway Patrol, um, 11 years in Guilford County, then transferring to Randolph County, field training officer. So, I mean, this guy has done quite a few things, and he's gotten many awards and accomplishments. So the question is, why does everybody want to blame him for what's going on in Randolph County? I don't know they wanna blame him for what's going on, but I think they're more or less blaming him for not solving things, not arresting people, and just basically not investigating. But I don't know if that's him personally or people who work for him, which by definition, maybe it could get blamed on him because he's not forcing them to do their job. I don't know. It's how you wanna look at it. So let's get into the whys and what fors. Liam King, like I said, went missing and was found 3 days later. This was, right after Labor Day. My thing is, he's been found deceased. There are records of this kid being left alone and running off and then being found and taken back home by police and by neighbors. So my question is, why are there no charges for neglect, abuse, something? You know, manslaughter? I don't know. I mean, it just seems like they said, "Okay, yeah, we found him and he's dead and we're sorry for the family." And when you look into it, you find out that he was with not with mom, but with mom's boyfriend. And mom's boyfriend has a criminal past, a recent criminal past, because he was threatening his ex-wife and her new boyfriend. And that was recent. That was like almost a month before Liam went missing. So either he has a massive temper problem or he has issues with his ex-wife. So you can look at either one right there. But he's got all this going on and you leave him alone with your nonverbal autistic kid? Doesn't make any sense. You leave your kid outside alone? That don't make any sense. So, I don't understand why there's been no investigating. Now, the boyfriend, whose name I cannot tell you right now because I forget. Anyway, he's been arrested by ICE, and he is now in a immigration detention center in Fulton, Georgia. So that's where he is right now. But the mom, again, there's just been no charges brought on anything in regarding his case because somebody is responsible for that child and somebody is responsible for why that child is no longer with us. And the only person you can look at are the parents. That's how I feel. So that's that case. Now, Laura Escobar, that's a whole other ball of wax here. So the little girl was playing with her friends. They live at a trailer park and she was playing with her friends. And then was supposed to have gone home, but never made it home. And when the mom went looking for her and went to the friend's trailer, they said, no, she went home. Well, she never went home. So they went looking for her and then they called the police. Well, 8 hours later, child is found. But they actually did a search in every single trailer multiple times. And the trailer she was found in was the trailer that she was originally playing at in the first place. Now, when they found her, she had a different change of clothes on and they had cut her hair, or she had cut her hair. This is all alleged here. Because she was found in a laundry basket with stuff, like, on top of her, and she had, like, long hair that was, like, down to her waist, and they cut it very short, very short. So she lost a lot of hair. Now, the mother of said child is like, "How on earth did you not know she was in your trailer?" Because both the mother and the father of the kids of that trailer were like, "We had no idea she was here." I find that hard to believe. So they're saying, "No, we had no idea she was here," and that trailer was checked multiple times. Then the third time they found her. But my thing is, why is her hair cut? Why does she have different clothes on? And you're gonna sit there and tell me you didn't know any of that either? That doesn't make any sense. So instead of investigating the people that were in the trailer with the kid, Sheriff Seabolt's like, yeah, we found her. She did this all to herself, meaning the child cut her own hair and changed her clothes and ran away and all this other stuff. And we're gonna get her help. That's awfully quick to make a statement like that because kid's 9 years old. So, make that make sense. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. So, I am still waiting to hear back from the mother of this kid, um, just so I can get some clarification answers because none of it makes any sense why she would do this, she's 9. What was the end game? But that is right there, I just popped up his picture. That is Sheriff Seabolt. This is the man that's in charge of law and order in Randolph County. This is also the guy who apparently has a girlfriend who just got busted writing bad checks in the tune of a little bit over $15,000. And she has been released on bail. So, yeah, make that make sense. And that's the other thing. They have people missing. Let's see. Let me pull up name this real quick. They have a fair amount of people missing in Randolph County. I want to say like 12. Um, but when you look at their Crime Stopper site, they have nothing but like 3 cases. That's it. That's like, you guys aren't trying too hard, are you? But I did, which does give me the insight of Guilford County, 'cause Guilford County is not super huge, but they do have everybody listed that's missing, for the most part. So I'll give them that. They are very much on top of the game for all that. But what I'm saying is, this there's like nothing. Um, oh, they found more people. I have to go back to the list here. Let's do Randolph County. There we go. Search. So Randolph County has 6 missing people reports. If you go to their Crime Stoppers case, it shows 3. So there's a lot going on. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 are from Ashboro. Yeah, Ashboro. And yeah, like I said, I don't know what's going on in that county. I really don't know. But I will say I would not be surprised if people are getting thrown over into the zoo. They have a massive zoo there in Ashboro, and, I wouldn't be surprised if bodies are being thrown, like, over the fence at the like, where the lions are. That's what's happening to them. But that's just my personal theory. But I don't know. Like I said, there's a guy on Facebook, and he just loves talking about Greg Seabolt and about how incompetent Greg Seabolt really is. So the question is he incompetent or is he corrupt? You tell me. I don't live in Randolph County, but I find it odd that when you find a missing child in a trailer that you've already checked twice and the parents are claiming up and down they had no idea she was even in there. And that's the other thing. These same parents didn't even leave the trailer to go help look for said kid, which I thought was odd. So, yeah, riddle me that, Batman. Riddle me that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still waiting to hear back from, Laura's mom to give me a little bit more insight as to the case itself and see what Laura actually said, like, what happened. Like, what little I did get, from the godmother was telling me that Laura said that these kids were refusing to let her leave. So, it sounds like almost like I don't wanna use the word kidnapping, but something's not right here. And, I did find out that the people who live in that trailer had been living in that trailer park for years. So, I don't know. But if anything else weird goes on in that trailer park, I'm curious to find out if anything weird goes on, like more missing people or missing pets, some other stuff. I don't know. But those are my comments on that. But let me know, guys. I mean, those of you who live in Randolph County, let me know. Do you guys think he's corrupt or do you think he's incompetent? Or is it both? Because I'd like to know. Because I'm sorry, how do you go find a missing kid in somebody's trailer that's not their kid and not investigate? Makes no damn sense. So that's all I got. Like I said, I'll be back on here now. I did get reached out to Crystal Routh Foland. You're like, who is Crystal Routh Foland? This woman, Crystal Routh Foland, is the aunt to Emma Henderson. She wants to come on here and tell me the whole story about Emma's disappearance. So that I am working on right now to get her on here to do a chat so we can find out what's going on with Emma Henderson because she still hasn't been found. Um, and that's very concerning. She went missing September 16th. So we're at 2 weeks now where this kid's been gone. Where the heck is she? But I'm gonna hop off here because it's a very brief live tonight. I didn't have a whole lot to go over. But once I get the Crystal interview squared away, I will be back. So everybody have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. And this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. And as I always say, be weird, be rude, be safe. This this is it. Have a good night. Bye.